Yeah, since we just brought up Drake, time to get to it.
You
Time to
brought
get
up
to it.
T.I. and Pharrell. They once had a disappointing song called Paperwork. And speaking of more disappointing paperwork, Drake has decided to
Oh
sue
God.
Universal Music Group and Spotify
Spotify and Apple Music, I
and
believe.
Apple Music for artificial inflation of Not Like Us in one of the sorriest, suckerific, hoishness moves in the history of hip hop. Perhaps the most. I read this and I thought this was The Onion. Like I
thought it was fake.
I thought it was fake. I saw this and I was like, wow, Not Like Us hits again in another way. This guy just re-legitimizes what the song is about again. Not understanding the culture of that he's stepping in or whatever. And he's deciding to take this from the microphone booth to the courtroom. I can't think of a clearer demonstration of a loss than this. Ja Rule took the loss in better stride than this.
Yep.
This is shameful, and he should, quite frankly, be done in this town, Jack.
Like, he's suing his own distributor. Like, he might be done. Like, how is this? How is this your path of action? Like, how is Kendrick dropped an album and Drake gave himself another L? Because that album wasn't about Drake. He wasn't talking nothing about Drake. The only diss was that he did a Heart Part 6. Like, he didn't do nothing to Drake. And Drake just came out and went like, how about I just lose again? How about I just prove myself to be just the biggest, like, fraud sucker on the planet? Like, how does this man...
And he waits till the album drops to do it. He's like, I'm going to do Monday after. You know, we
just keeps taking the bar. There's this line I like to use on my reviews where I have low expectations for a match and they don't even meet that. I say I sat my bar on the ground and these two people dug a hole. And Drake is digging a hole. Drake pulled that shovel out and just keeps digging himself a grave, man. This dude sucks. This dude sucks.
This is who people allowed to run the rap game for 15 years. Like, in cracking this open in the way, let's say it goes the way he wants, right? Like, oh, so it's a rigged system? Oh, you've participated in this rigged system for all these years. That would have normally stopped your reign like around 2016, 2017. People would have stopped listening to you or whatever, but instead these numbers have kept like adding these essentially these years on the back end where you have struggled to connect. You're a fraud.
Okay, so I think okay. Let's say I think the only explanation for why this makes any sense is he is trying to win the court of public opinion by saying Not Like Us was inflated, therefore these people have conspired against him, adding to the 20v1 shit or whatever else. It's like, bro, we already know the conspiracy against you. The problem is we don't care because Kendrick Lamar kicked your ass by himself. Now,
what he gonna do? Is he gonna sue for the other songs, James?
What
he gonna do about those ones?
Right. Now, if he sues, right, because this isn't actually suing Kendrick Lamar or PG Lane. This is or Top Dog Entertainment. This is suing UMG. Obviously, they're distributors, but the person he is the person who won a $400 million contract, the highest paid artist signed to Universal, to my knowledge, right? And he is suing them for what? Like, you win money and then what happens? Nothing? You still lost to Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, you still a sucker? We still love the music?
Let's say, right. Let's say, they settle or whatever else. He can claim, like Thug did, like, yeah, I got out, I won, even it's like, bro, you're on like, bro, you're on probation for 30 years. You ain't win a damn thing. You pled guilty. You can plea. That's not winning. Anyway, you say you won, you got some monetary fee, is like, bro, that's not only gonna work with people that's already on your side. The people that are not your stands are people that even dislike you, or the people that are, like you and like Kendrick are like, bro, you lost. They still not gonna change your mind that like you lost. They saw the record play. They liked the record. They heard Meet the Grams.
This is an alt reality. Like, this is like, hold on. Like, you think this is another fundamental misunderstanding of the culture? It's like, yo,
No,
your
I don't
parents
think so.
cannot.
I think that,
Your parents cannot come to school and press charges. The whole school saw you get your ass whooped. In the fair one, you still lost.
Now hold up. This whole thing brought up a question in my mind. How is Not Like Us the one Drake's suing about? Meet the Grams. Kendrick claimed he had a whole daughter. How didn't he sue him for that?
That's another part about this whole thing, right? Like he's still like, he was on some stream talking about like facts and fiction or whatever, and I'm still waiting for him to produce a single shred of evidence that Dave Free is the father of one of Kendrick Lamar's kids that he claims. I'm still waiting for him to produce any type of factual evidence that he was putting his hands on Whitney too. And it came up. But he keeps talking about facts and fiction, bro. It's like, bro, you played these same fairy tale games too. He was better at it, and you're upset about it. But like, the only thing I can think of is like, he's literally like, he's trying to get a win for this loss he took to his super fans. And it's like, bro, this is a fake elector scheme. He's running 2020 Trump shit, where it's like, bro, we know you lost. There's like, this isn't about Mike Pence not having the guts to turn over, turn this over. You lost.
So what you saying is, where was Drake January 6th?
I mean, actually, I'd be where was Drake on November 20? What's the date right now?
25th.
November 22nd when GNX came out. Like, it's really pathetic, man. It's really pathetic.
Absolutely.
And like, I thought that he went out like a sucker when he dropped his version of Hard Part 6. And this is another low. Like, nobody who's supposed to respect this. I'm not saying this as some street shit or whatever else, but I'm saying, like, you got in the mud with a person. He got in the mud. He won the fight. And now you're not even suing him.
And the label is saying, hey, don't bring
You're
that to
suing
us.
the school.
Like, the label is saying, hey, go sue him. But he knows he can't do that.
And also, it's like, all right, y'all fought in the school. One of y'all lost in the school, and that person lost the fight. The school is suing the school, and not the kid, not the parents, or like the kid. It's weird. It's like, okay, so you mean to tell me? I don't get me wrong. Like, me and Rich have been, at different branches of the music industry, whatever else. That payola shit is absolutely real. It's absolutely real. But the thing is, like, what he is saying is like, you're trying to call in some NCAA, or 10 years ago, some NCAA violation for someone getting paid for school, and it's like, you're at SC school. What the fuck are you saying? Or you're a Power 5 school. Everybody's doing this. Everybody has a bad guy. What the hell are you talking about?
Like, Nick Saban, stop. Like, stop calling the cops on Georgia. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, what's happening? Like, are you unaware that you're Alabama, or you're LSU, or you're Florida State, or you're Florida, or you're what are we, or you're Ohio State? Like, you are one of the people that absolutely has benefited from this system, and now you're suing this system because you lost a rap battle? You lost one game?
To continue that analogy, Drake is Texas A&M because he's doing all this paying, and now he's losing now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Oh, you're LSU fans. Y'all play them this weekend, don't y'all?
Do we? I'm quit paying attention until Brian Kelly's out.
Actually, I forgot, because now the Texas and SEC they play Texas A&M and Texas again at the end of the year again.
Yeah.
When it got to the SEC and there was no Texas, then it was y'all playing each other at the end of the year every year.
Yeah.
I don't know who y'all playing.
Oh damn, we got Oklahoma.
This is like,
okay.
Well, that's not a damn. Well, they did beat Alabama this week,
Well,
so
I remember
maybe it is.
I remember the worst thing I thought I saw from a rapper that getting involved in a rap beef of selling too much is like when Cameron was talking about, I saw them diamonds, thrown up before them shots was fired. I used to think that was the most shameful thing, right? This is a whole different level. Like, this is like, imagine,
you can't you can't respect them on no level.
like how do you go behind this guy and be like, this is my leader, essentially, like this is how,
This is my leader.
this the people, the niggas that got OVO in front of their Twitter name and stuff like this is like, how is this honorable at all? What type of code of being a person do you adhere to? Like, no gangster street stuff needed here. This is how do you operate as a human being, like thinking this is how you get down. But like, what happened is Kendrick Lamar is a representation of the old way, the old school rules that like a lot of us that have seen this thing with Drake and every rule not matter and everything, like all this stuff not matter for years and years and years. And like, the thing about Drake with me is like, I've always respected his talent or whatever and knew he had the ability, right? But there were things about him that I fundamentally rejected and didn't like. And every time one of his albums would come out, I would break it down and say, he doesn't fucking get it. Like, and then like Kendrick Lamar just rise up in the old way, James, whoops his ass. And it's like, that old way like basically shows that it's like, oh, the fact that there are no rules anymore, that's what he had to dismantle the system to become who he was.
Yeah. Like, it was I mean, it's very similar, or not similar, but like there are some parallels to like the Tekashi 6ix9ine shit, right? Where it's like, all right, he's doing the bot shit, he's having these fake stream numbers, whatever else. Like, he gets caught on it. He disappears from everything. He runs and says, this it's not me, it's everybody. It's like, well, you got caught doing it, bro. That's the game. Like, you got caught selling dope, you go to jail. Like, what are you doing snitching on other people? That's kind of is what it is, right? Like, everyone speeds. Like, you gonna bitch that everyone else got you gonna point to the officer, well, he was speeding too. Like, no, bro, take your ticket and move the fuck on. Charge to the game. And like when 6ix9ine, starts snitching on people to get out, it was like, bro, like, look, it's just weird. Like, you a gangster rap and this what you doing? All right, man. And like, what was you gonna be boof doing all that shit for? Right?
New gangsters.
There's a song. Yeah, it was a song 6ix9ine had where there was a line where it was like, oh, I wish I remembered it. I don't remember the line, but it was something like, cops pull up on you, you get the yapping. Cops pull up on me, I don't know what happened. And it's like, you knew who you were then. You knew who you were.
And the thing for me, when it comes to this Drake thing, is just, as Rich mentioned, like, he is not cut from the cloth that grew up around people that stood for like this in that kind of way. And like, for somebody to be backed financially at the beginning by Jay Prince, due to Houston, Atlanta, Vegas thing and everything, and it's like, bro, like, Big Boy would have called you a bitch. Like, Pimp C would have slapped you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the OGs, like. And I ain't trying to go into all that kind of stuff, but I'm just like, hey man, like, there was something to this rap game as far as the of like, you want to prove you're the best, you want to prove that you are making a shit ton of money, you get to talk shit about it, whatever else. You lost this one rap beef while putting out maybe the best diss record I've ever heard from anyone ever lost a rap beef. And your reactions post since then has come off as like, this has been the thing that I've always thought about him. He's a sucker. Like, I understand the sensitivity thing. I'm not knocking his sensitivity or whatever else. I'm not being toxic. I'm not doing toxic masculinity.
This is not about his musical content. This is about his character.
No, he's very talented. He also is very flawed as a person, and he's always been that way. And you listen to the way he talks about women in his records, and it's like, it's always been there. And I guess people are now realizing it. There's a reason why me and Rich never were like, always been like, that boy's talented, but that boy's also I can't like fully embrace him to being like as we saying that like that's my guy. Like if you're younger, I get it. If you're older, you're like, nah, we ain't never seen nothing like this. It's kind of like he makes great music, and that's undeniable. But there's also something about the way he moves that just seems inauthentic, and this comes off. This is the tip of the or this is the biggest point we have since then,
The
and that's
emperor
before
has
we
no
even get
clothes.
into. This before we get into the stuff from the last 5-6 years, as far as like or last 5 years was like, why is he hanging around these young girls? That's weird.
My man,
And that's another
he
part where I
was
was like,
playing.
he is suing about bots. He's not suing Kendrick Lamar for like defamation or libel or slander.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that interesting?
He had a whole daughter, and he was like, "No, the other stuff."
He's not suing Kendrick Lamar for a fake for accusing him of having a fake daughter. That's not coming up.
Well,
But
certified
he's
lover
suing,
boy,
but he's
certified
suing these record labels.
pedophile
But
is not like us. Yeah,
right,
but
and
that's
the thing
not what he's suing for. He's suing about the
right. That's my
streams.
point. That
Yeah.
also is telling. And for me is like, okay, man. Like, let's say how this might not go the way you think it's gonna go because like, let's say you get they get a quick settlement or whatever else. You get to do that, or they'd be like, all right, we'll hand over all our communication, texts, emails, all that kind of stuff. Let's also for depositions and do the interviews and all that kind of stuff. Let's see you sit at the table and pass over your devices. And see your conversation with some of the heavyweights in the industry. Seeing that you make $400 million for fucking making music. You don't think he's in like? Come on now, he's
Lucian not
definitely
having
involved in this payola scheme. Like he, if anything, he's one of the biggest beneficiaries of the whole streaming scam and payola thing's been going on for since streaming kicked in, and he's suing. This isn't going to end well for him. This is not.
He wanted to react like Jerry Heller in the NWA movie to this.
Oh my God.
Like that's ultimately like that's the first thing I thought of, and then like people stole like what I was saying and made a viral tweet out of that or whatever. Like I already saw
serious?
it. Yes, I saw it. I was pissed.
Wow.
But literally, Drake is out here like we're gonna sue. like no, man, you don't understand. Like
we don't handle these things that way. And if you were actually from this culture, you would know that. And that is why Not Like Us hurts him so much. And it's gonna hurt him even more when you hear wop 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 in the Superdome.
Oh my God, it's another loss
man,
coming.
That grown man went to the principal's office. That grown man said the game cheating. Like he is just. It's so truly pathetic. Like it's like that's the only word that just keeps coming to mind. It's pathetic. Like and now he's out here biting the hand that feeds him. Now he's out here just turning on everybody. So let's see how that works out for you, Aubrey. Let's see how well that goes.
Right.
Man.
Like, and it was funny because I actually was, talking to OVO Marcus while GNX, over the weekend when GNX came out. I was like, hey, man, like, Drake just needs to do what wrestlers do. Take a high-profile loss, and you go away until they miss you, and then you come back and pretend like it never happened. We've seen it all throughout our lives in pro wrestling. It works like a charm.
Roman just did.
Roman,
Hogan,
Bret Hart. There's too many guys to name that take a high-profile loss and they go away for whatever reason, and then they come back and pretend like it never happened. Hell, half the time they be bad guys come back as babyfaces, like Roman. Point is the same. It works like a charm. You are a rapper. Just go. You have been in the forefront for 15 years. People have clearly weighed in and said they're tired of you. Go away for 6 months. Go away for a year. Go away for 18 months. Like whatever penalty you have or whatever else you have to pay for, or whatever money you owe, charge to the game, pay it back, go away, make people miss you, come back, do a whole rollout. You'll be the biggest selling rapper in the game again. He just can't. And stay out the news. He can't stay out the news. He's doing streams with people I've never heard of before.
He cut his hair to get away from the braids. He cut his hair. So like before he submitted the courtroom paperwork, he cut his hair like Michael Vick.
Did you see the picture of him on the stream when he looks down and like he's clearly like his hair is like, bro, Kendrick has stressed this man the fuck out over these last 7 months. It's that's the joke people are making. I'm not saying whether or not genetics, whatever else, but I'm saying like that's the joke people are making right now. Like it is.
The braids
it's been a crazy downfall. One of the most unpredictable on one's precedent. I've never thought of this would happen in this way. I never thought like, oh, he challenged Kendrick Lamar, get his ass kicked, and then he would lame out for like half a year. I never thought that would happen that way. I thought like, okay, they battled, Kendrick would beat him, and then we just move on. And then Kendrick would just and then Drake, but both have successful careers after this. Like Drake's going to have a successful career after this. I don't think he survives and still is number one seller of rap music, or I don't think that's a thing after this.
It's like people gotta move him. It's like you gotta move him to another portion of his career at this point. It's like, like he could have took the loss in stride, kind of, and been like, he could have did an interview with Elliott Wilson, and be like, yo. This is.
But he hates Elliott Wilson,
right?
Remember?
He was like, "This is what had to happen for my generation." I did my best or whatever, and then kept it moving. People would have respected him, but he does not understand the foundations of respect because all he's done is disrespect the game in various ways and people in it. All over, like with his actions towards the women that are associated with these people. And then like the women themselves, and then like it's like he don't understand the concept of respect, so he can't get no respect.
Yep.
I think y'all remember that one song that I thought was AI, Wagwan Delilah. Like I thought that was I thought that was AI. I thought, all right, y'all out here lying on Drake.
Now
that was real. Apparently.
Now, when you said that the AI thing, I was thinking about like you were about to talk about Tailor Made. I remember when that came out, I was like, bro, this is lame.
Yep.
This is lame. What are we doing? You're using Snoop Dogg, and he used the song where he uses Snoop and Tupac's AI voice or whatever. He raps, he like raps verses as them while not actually rapping like them, rapping like himself using their voices. It was weird, and then it's funny because like Reincarnated comes out, and what does Kendrick Lamar do? He just raps like Tupac because that's what makes people feel that, not the voices. It's somebody that was like seemingly knew all the tricks to like farm money out of people. It's like he's completely lost it all of a sudden. Bro, it's weird. Like he's like lost his powers.
Bro, he's like Hulk Hogan he's like Hulk Hogan in WCW in 1995. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like it's bad, man. It's like we've seen all the tricks. You fought the monster for X number of time. You're still doing the same thing, but there's a dramatic disconnect when you're
now.
Right. There's a dramatic disconnect with you and the audience, and you don't get it.
Yep.
But I guess that's a good place to leave it. And that is definitely getting clipped. So